Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Keep It Pro training call brought to you by Networking Wisdom each and every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific for the past 4.5 years. The purpose of this call is not only to learn the skills for success in business and network marketing, but also in life. Thank you for joining. My name is Meredith, and I have the honor and privilege to introduce the creator and host, Mr. Romacio Fulcher. Romacio is a well-sought-after leader, trainer, coach, and he's an extremely successful international entrepreneur. At the age of 25 years old, he made his first millions in mortgage and real estate, and shortly after, he was introduced to network marketing. Because he's an ideal student and he learned from the best, he quickly rose to the top. In fact, he has been one of the top 50 MLM income earners in the entire world. He has over 750,000 people in his organization, and he's done over $1 billion in sales. He knows how to make money, and he knows how to make it fast. He loves to have fun, but most of all, he loves to share his wisdom he has gained over the years. In fact, he's helped countless individuals make life-changing income all over the world. What I love most about Romacio is his ability to know exactly what his audience needs to hear each and every time he speaks. I highly suggest that you find a quiet place and grab a pen and paper because you're going to want to take notes and remember these nuggets of wisdom he's going to share today. Without further ado, here's your millionaire mentor, the California kid, Mr. Romacio Fulcher. Are you there?
Absolutely, I am here. Thank you so much, Meredith, for that warm, infectious intro. I appreciate you. We love you, and we thank you for your support. Guys, I want to welcome everybody back for another edition every Sunday, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, right here, baby, on this line. This is the Networking Wisdom Keep It Pro training call. I love doing what we do. We've been doing it now for 4.5 years. Come one, come all. Make sure you tell your friends about it. If you've got an entrepreneurial bone in your body, I'm telling you, this is where you want to be. It's nothing but positive. It's nothing but we teach you the specific skills that you need to get yourself to the top of whatever it is you're doing. I mean, think about that. How good does it sound to be affiliated with a platform that's nothing but positive news week in and week out, and we're teaching you the specific skills that you need to get yourself to the very top of whatever it is that you are promoting. The second thing that we teach you is we teach you life skills as well. One of the things we always say every week is that as you grow, everything else around you will automatically grow as well. So whatever it is you're doing, personal, business, spiritual, it's all a reflection of you. The best investment, the greatest investment you can ever make is in yourself. And I think it's really cool. You don't have to pay a dime. You can show up here absolutely free of charge. We don't want anything from you. All we want to do is plant seeds into you, baby. That's all we want to do. And if you would be so kind to actually spread the good news about what we're about and what we're doing, our philosophy is quite simple. We believe what we make happen for others, God will gladly make happen for us. If you ever want to know the secret to abundant success, if you ever want to know the secret to speeding up your success, write that down. If you ever want to know the secret to both abundant success and speeding up your success, it all comes down to giving more. Give more. Even when you're crying, even when you're hurting, even when maybe your train is moving kind of slow these days, keep giving. Don't stop giving. Trust me, you can never outgive the giver. I'm telling you, there is something special that happens when you begin to just become you just keep giving. You just keep giving more. I know they hurt you. They talked bad about you. They said you wasn't going to make it. But there you are, Sunday after Sunday, giving more value, giving more free value. They use and abuse you. They got close to you, and they learned from you, and they took what you taught them and pretty much told the world it was all about them and gave you no credit or whatever. Just keep giving more. I know you were in that relationship, and, she cheated on you, and she left you, and she did all this stuff and did all that to just give again. I know. But the secret to success No matter how you slice this pie, baby, the secret to success is giving. All right? You got it? Come on. You got it? All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into today's topic. We're going to have some fun here today. I'm hoping for those of you that are listening live and for those of you that will catch the replay on YouTube, I really want you to take a good 20 minutes, lock into this message. I'm talking about this one right here is a special, simple, profound message for all of you out there that are trying to accomplish anything. I don't care what it is you're trying to do. Before I go ahead and give this message, I want to set the table for you, okay? I want you to understand that what I'm about to say, for some of you, it will be the first time that you've heard this. In other words, the information that I'm about to impart into you, it will be enlightening. In other words, you will learn something from what I'm about to say, okay? While others of you, what I'm about to say, this will be a point of confirmation. This will confirm that what you're doing is right. So keep going. Whether this is enlightening for you or confirming for you, the good news is it's just for you. It's just for you, okay? So for me, I can tell you, I love, in this busy, crazy world, I love to receive confirmation. Am I doing it the right way? Is what I'm doing going to bring me closer to what it is that I desire so that I'm not wasting time? You know, as we know, time is the most valuable, precious asset that we all have. So a word like what I'm about to give you today is very special in my book. So would you do me a favor? Would you commit up front to sharing this message with at least one person? Just one person after this message is done and we post the recording. Would you agree with me? I want you to agree. Would you agree with me that you'll just send the link to one person? Just one person. That's it. Just one. Soon as we post the link, would you agree to just send it to one person? Will you do that for us? Thank you very much. I appreciate those of you that said yes, and those of you that said no. I pray to God that He changes your heart and gets you to say yes. I'm going to spread the good news. Because remember, gifts are meant to share, not to keep. And what I'm about to give you is a very gigantic gift. So let's get into it, okay? All right, here we go. Let's go ahead. We're going to talk about strategy today. We're going to talk about strategy. Listen, there is a couple of myths that I want to dispel. I know I'm 43, and as I've grown up throughout my life, one of the myths that I always heard by my ancestors and I heard by other people or whatnot, I've always heard that if you just work hard, you'll be able to accomplish whatever you want in life. And I know that their intention, the people who've shared that with me and have told me that or tried to sell that to me, I know that their intention was pure. I know it was pure. They were teaching me the best from what it was that they knew. And so I highly admire and I respect that. But although I respect it, I also will say to those of you, this is 2021. It takes a lot more than just hard work to be massively successful these days. It takes a lot more than just hard work for you to get the complete promise that God has promised you. It's going to take more than just good old-fashioned hard work. As I said moments ago, I'm going to dispel the myth. I want you to think about right now, how many men and women do you know that work extremely hard at their job or their business, and they still have yet to achieve abundant success? Now, each person listening to me feels differently about abundant success. Some of you, it means this. Some of you, it means that. But we're going to talk about abundant success according to what God has in store for you. And I can tell you success is not just money. It encompasses a whole lot, okay? But the point that I want to dispel is that it takes more than just hard work to have abundant success. So please, if you're taking notes, write that down. It takes more than just hard work to have abundant success. Let me break this down. Let's talk about if we talk about business or finances. It's going to take more than just you working hard on your job or your business for you to have abundant success. Write that down. It's going to take more than just hard work, okay? Number two, you want to have, if you're an athlete or if you want to be in peak performance with your health, it's going to take more than just the basic push-ups and jumping jacks, okay? It's going to take more than just hard work. It's going to take more. It's going to take more. I know there's only, I think it's a little less than 600 professional athletes that play professional basketball in the National Basketball Association, the NBA. Only 600 men get a chance to play every year, something like that. I think it's a little less than 600, okay? So you can't tell me that every kid that plays and works really hard in the gym is going to make it. No, that's not true. It takes more than just hard work. That's the message I want to drive into you right now. Let's talk about, for those of you that want to be just the most amazing parents to your children, okay? It's going to take more than just a little bit of hard work. It's going to take more than that. Now, this one I can really tell you. I know this one firsthand. I've watched my grandparents. I've watched my parents, the sacrifice, the discipline, the consistency. Hello, all you moms out there, all you fathers out there, are you listening? If you want the return of an amazing family, if you want the benefit, I'm talking about, the Bible says, raise up your children in the way that he should go, so that when he gets older, they will not depart from you. The Bible says, raise them up in the way that they should go. It doesn't say give the kid everything they want. Raise them up in the way that they should go, so that when they're older, they will not depart from you. That's profound. That's profound. My point that I'm saying to you, it's going to take more than hard work. It's going to take more. And I'm telling you firsthand, I can attest to the level of sacrifice, discipline, and most of all, consistency. Man, if there's anything I would love to duplicate from my family, from what I've learned, is the consistency. I mean, it's so inspiring as I'm a parent, is this understanding how consistent you got to be with your kids. Because always remember this, when you're talking about kids, more is caught than taught. More is caught than taught. More is caught than taught. Again, what's the point we're making? We're making the point it's going to take more than just good old-fashioned hard work. If you want something outstanding, it's going to take more than hard work, okay? Let's go to the next area. You talk about spirituality. Now, this is interesting to me. Listen, the Bible teaches us that God will always be with us, no matter whether in good times or bad times, God will never depart. That is a fact that you can take to the bank, okay? But have you ever, now we don't compare. There's no comparison. But have you ever noticed some people, they got the Midas touch? Some people in seasons of lack and seasons of abundance, there's a glow on them. They just, whether they're going through good times or bad times, it just seemed like favor always seemed to flow their way, no matter what it is. Have you ever met a person like that? I know one firsthand. I can tell you a quick story. Not to digress, but it's right on point. What we're talking about right now, it's going to take more than just hard work to have an exceptional relationship with God your Father. Now, God accepts all of us, but one thing God responds to, he loves commitment. Oh, boy, he loves commitment. He loves consistency. He's a covenant-based God. He's not a fair-based God. He's a just-based God. Just. There's a difference between just and fair. That's for another day. Back to the story to prove my point here. My mom, she just got a brand-new car. She said she went to the actual dealership. She was previously driving a Mercedes-Benz C-Class sedan, and she took it in for service. And my mom had a lot of stuff in her car in the trunk or whatever. And the serviceman said, hey, Colleen, that's my mom's name. He said, hey, Colleen, you need to get yourself an SUV. My mom said, yeah, my son, Romacio, he always tells me I need to get an SUV. And my mom says, well, I probably do need an SUV, but I'm sorry, today I don't have SUV money. She says, today I don't have SUV money. And the salesman begins to say, hey, well, Colleen, you bought 3 cars from us. I think you should have an SUV. I got the perfect SUV, blah, 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 blah. My mom says, listen, no, today I don't have SUV money. Today I don't have any money today. Not today. I don't have any money for that. And the guy, he continues to pursue trying to get her to, get an SUV. And she continues to say, listen, I don't have money for an SUV. So if you want me to have an SUV, she told the salesman, I'm going to need the deal of the day. I'm going to need the deal of the day. The salesman began to ask my mom, well, listen, how much money can you put down? My mom says to him, did you not hear what I just said? I don't have any money for an SUV today. So don't ask me about how much I can put down for a car. Long story short, the salesman got to a point, they ended up giving my mom the car. The car is much cheaper than her other car that she had. However, though, when I say cheaper, it's cheaper in payments, okay? But the car is a brand new 2021 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350 SUV, and literally she drives off the lot with a car that's brand new, much newer than her older car, cheaper in price, and literally she didn't have to put down no arm and a leg to drive off the lot. I think she put down $2,000. Now, the reason I bring that up to you is the salesman said, Colleen, you come in here and you always look really nice the way you're dressed. And she said to him, well, that's the way you're supposed to dress when you're expecting God's favor to fall upon you. Now, again, she was probably just saying that, and she was saying it in a joking way, but of course, she was serious. And so she walks around always expecting God's favor in everything she does. Now, you say, well, why would you expect that? Because to the best of her ability, she's trying to follow God's word the best she knows how, in every way possible, whether it's been summer, winter, spring, or fall. She has followed the best she can. Now, she makes mistakes like we all do, but to the best of her ability, she's constantly trying to live up to what the word says. And as a result of that, again, it goes far beyond just basic hard work. What do we mean by that? She's made countless sacrifices in her prayer life. She's literally weathered storms, no matter. She's very great. I can talk for hours and hours and hours. The point of the story, she's got a brand new car, cheaper in price, and put down, a small amount of money. I mean, $2,000. And I'm saying, wow, Mom, you did all that without me being there. Wow, that was pretty impressive. What's the point? The point is, the moral to the story, again, is going to take more than just good old-fashioned hard work. I want you to think of all the people that you know that have worked extremely hard, but they still have not achieved the abundance that they so much desire. Now that you've got that picture in your mind, that it's going to take more than hard work, what I want to do is I want to give you some strategy. Today's call is about strategy. I want to give you a strategy. I want to talk to you about something called the ultimate success formula. Before I go through the ultimate success formula, what I want to do is I want to also give you, I want you to write this down. I want you to write this down as we talk about strategy. All right, here we go. So I want all of you to know 80% of your success in anything that you desire, 80% of your success is going to come from your mindset and your strategy. 80% of your success is going to come from your mindset. You know, one of the things I love about God's word, and it talks about in Scripture, by the renewing of your mind. It talks about, in other words, of course, right now you don't believe you can do X, Y, and Z. You don't believe it's possible. Well, you don't believe you can. But according to God's word, it says, as we meditate on His word and as we seek after Him, what will happen is your mind will be renewed. So notice that in the word, it talks about how your mind will be renewed if we stay focused on it, right? Okay, so what I'm saying is 80% of your success comes from what? Your mindset and your strategy. Mindset and strategy they're crucial parts of you having abundant success. You know, when I'm reminded, when I look through the Word and I study many of the prophets, I'm always looking for the ones that have achieved a great thing. And a part of them achieving something great, we could talk about David, the story of David and Goliath. Many of you know that story. We can talk about so many different stories in the Bible. And one of the parts that I love is how when God gave them the specific strategy on how to achieve something. It says that in the Word. God, they prayed, they seeked after God's wisdom, and God gave them the specific strategy. You see, I'm not making this stuff up, boys and girls. I'm letting you know, if you want to achieve abundant success, mindset and strategy are crucial elements to having abundant success. So please write that down as we dive into the ultimate success formula. 20% of your success comes from hard work. Would you do me a favor? Make sure you teach the next generation what it is that I'm teaching you right now. Make sure, I don't care what nationality, where you live, who you are. Come on, that's very simple to teach your kids and teach those that you care for. 80% of your success comes down to your mindset and your strategy. So now, does it click for you? Does it make sense for you why the best investment you can make is in yourself, personal development? 80% of your success at anything. Are you listening? 80%. It comes from your mindset and your strategy. And the Bible confirms this when it tells us by the renewing of your mind. In other words, the only way you're going to be able to accomplish that thing, the only way you're going to be able to do that thing, whatever that thing is, we got to renew your mind. So that's why I salute. That's why I'm excited for those of you that show up here on this platform week after week just to get a little touch-up so you can go up, right? Because mindset is everything. It's everything. Wherever you go, there you are. Your mindset, your mentality goes with you to the restroom. It goes with you to church. It goes with you to work. It goes with you in the kitchen. It goes with you in the bedroom. It goes with you wherever you go. There you are. You bring your belief, your mind, your everything. It goes with you. That's why you have to keep growing. You have to. You just have to. You just have to. All right? You got that? 80% of your success comes from your mindset and your strategy. 20% of your success comes from hard work. That's much different than many of you have been taught. Many of you have been taught, well, if you just work hard, you can have anything you want. That's not true. I know a whole bunch of people that work really, really, really hard, and they still don't got what they want. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. Okay? 80% of success in anything comes from mindset and strategy. We're going to talk about strategy in a moment. 20% comes from hard work. Okay? Now, as we end the call, I'm going to teach you the ultimate success formula. This is the strategy part. This is the strategy. I'm going to tell you, I learned this from Tony Robbins. I learned this I'm 43. I probably learned this over 23 years ago. It still works today. I use this for anything I do in my life. Anything, including what I'm doing right now. I do this with anything I do in my life. It's called the ultimate success formula. Some of you have heard it before, so let this be confirmed. Let this be confirmation for you that, if you're using this formula, you're doing it right. And for those of you that haven't heard it, let this be enlightening to you that you should use this. It's very simple. There it is. The ultimate success formula. If you want to go to YouTube and look it up, read more on it, you can. That's fine. But this is a formula that I use on anything that I do. Now, before I go into it, notice that word. It's called the ultimate success, formula. In other words, there is a formula to how you have abundant success. Most of us didn't know that. There is a formula on how you get abundant success at anything that you do. Number one, here it is. You must know your outcome. You must know your outcome. You must know your outcome. Men and women that roam the earth that don't know their purpose and don't know where they're going and don't know what they wish to accomplish, it's like a ship without a rudder. You're just going and going nowhere. Number one, you must know your outcome. I'm currently involved in a very large business project right now. My outcome is crystal clear. It's crystal clear on why I'm doing this. It's crystal clear. My outcome for jumping on this call, whether there's 1 million people listening or one person listening, my outcome is crystal clear. Number one, to the ultimate success formula, you must know your outcome, okay? All right. Number two, once you know your outcome, number two is now you must take massive action. You must take massive action. Once you know your outcome, you must take massive action. Massive. I can't emphasize that enough. The action has to be massive. We're talking about the ultimate success formula. You have to take massive action towards what you want. Must be massive. Number three is my favorite. Number three is while you're taking massive action, number three is gauge your results / change your approach. Let me say that again. Number three, gauge your results / change your approach. One more time. Number three, gauge your results / change your approach. What does this mean? Number three is so pivotal because number two is about taking massive action, right? Number three is while you're taking the massive action, you have to gauge, is this action that I'm taking bringing me closer towards what I want, or is it taking me further away? In other words, is what I'm doing, is this working or not? And if it's not working, guess what you should do? Change your approach. If it's not working, guess what you should do? Change your approach. You know, when I think of number three of the success formula, it reminds me of children. How many times would you give a child to walk? How many chances would you give a baby to walk? As many as it took. For example, some kids walk at 4 months, 6 months, but we all know by 5, every kid is walking, right? Right. So again, the point of number three is gauge your results. Gauge your results. This applies to anything that we're talking about. Gauge, like literally, just like when you get in your car and you have gauges to let you know if the car is running hot or not. Again, same thing. Gauge your results. In other words, what we're saying is you need to notice. You need to have what we call sensory acuity. And what does that mean? Sensory acuity means to have an acute sense to notice, is this working? Is this approach bringing me closer to what I want? Or is it taking me further away from what I want? Okay? Number three is very, very important. Gauge your results / change your approach. Right? And finally, number four of the ultimate success formula is always have a coach. always have a coach. Always have a coach, meaning someone who's already achieved what it is that you want to do. Always have a coach, someone that's a coach or a mentor, someone who's already done it. They've already done it. They're not talking about doing it. They've already done it. Like, for example, if you were to ask me how to start a business and how to do a business, yes, I could coach you on that. If you were to ask me how to build a network marketing company or a team and have hundreds of thousands of people on your team, I could coach you on that. If you were to ask me, how do I become a millionaire multiple times over? How do you become a millionaire multiple times over? I could coach you on that. But if you were to call me and say, hey, can you teach me how to become a billionaire? I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not a billionaire yet. I can't teach you on that. If you were to teach me, if you were to ask me for guidance on, what do I do when I get in labor and I'm trying to I can't coach you on how to have a baby. I've never had a baby. You see what I'm saying? Always have a coach. Always have a coach and a mentor. I have mentors and coaches on various different areas of my life. Various different areas of my life, I always have a coach and mentor. The business project that I'm currently involved in right now, I'm not going to mention the name of it and what I'm doing, but I will tell you, I know what my outcome is. I've taken massive action. I always had a coach from the moment I started, someone that's already achieved what it is that I desire to achieve, right? And I'm always gauging my results. I'm always gauging my results. And if a particular strategy that I'm using is not working so well after an extended period of time, then I switch to a different strategy. So my goal here today was really simple, was to let all of you know that no matter what it is that you desire to have abundant success in, I wanted to make all of you aware that to have abundant success, 80% of your success is going to come from your mindset and your strategy, while 20% is going to come from hard work. Now, what I want those of you that are builders and you're out there building something or trying to achieve something, I want you to really think about what it was we just talked about on the call today. I believe today's call was the answer that you've been waiting on. It's the answer you've been looking for. It was very simple, easy to follow, and clearly understood. I want you to think about what we just talked about. And I want you to ask yourself, wow, have you been the type of person that's just been working so hard for the last 3, 4, 5, 10 years, but you're not achieving any of the success you desire? No, it doesn't mean that you've been doing it wrong. It just means you need to change your approach. It just means you need to change your approach. It just means you need to change your approach. Do not allow the enemy to make you think that you will not be able to have the wife of your dreams, the husband of your dreams, that you cannot have the family of your dreams, you cannot have your financial goals. Do not let the enemy fool you into believing that. In other words, oh my goodness, man, I'm 60, 70 years old. There's no more time left for me. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. I love that we serve a God of restoration. I love that we serve a God that says, hey, listen, 1,000 years is 1 hour to God. 10,000 years is 1 hour to God. 1,000 years is of 1 hour to God. 1 hour. None of us on this call are going to live, 1,000 years. But in God's time, because God is not about time, 1,000 years is of 1 hour to God. So what does that mean in context of what we're discussing? What it means is that God can restore all time. 1 ounce of God's favor is worth more than a lifetime of labor. 1 ounce of God's favor is worth more than a lifetime of labor. So do not allow the enemy to make you believe that all hope is lost. Because Romacio is teaching you today about the ultimate success formula, and you're sitting here going, oh my God, I've been doing it wrong all these 20 years. No, that's the wrong way you're looking at it. You should be saying, thank God that I bumped into this call today so that this gentleman can enlighten me with some information that will help me with my transformation. You should be excited to receive this information for the first time, and you should even be more excited to hear this information if it's confirming something that you already knew. So all in all, this call is good. All is well on this call. This call is good. Do not leave this call, no matter where you are in your life, and say to yourself, "Oh, man, I've been doing it wrong." No, you're not. All you've got to do is number 3, change your approach. But how comforting is it to now know that there's such a simple formula that has been proven by some of the great wealthy and ambitious entrepreneurs in the world, and it all comes down to a simple formula. Man, that's comforting. And let me give you the good news. You can be a flunky in school and still apply this formula and have abundant success in every area of your life. So there is no prerequisite, like you have to go to Harvard to get this. No, I'm giving this to you for free, as in free 99. This is completely free. And that leads me to my last and final point. Most people don't value free information. It's so amazing to me. Most people don't value free information. And the reason why they don't value it, they feel like if it's given to me for free, it must not be worth much. Well, let me ask you a question. How much did you have to pay to be born? But because of God, He created man, all of us get a chance to have this precious thing called life. How much did you pay? Oh, you didn't pay nothing. You didn't pay anything. You didn't pay anything. So how much did you pay to have your legs and your arms? How much did you pay to be able to have your ears to hear me right now? How much did you pay to have your eyes? How much did you pay to have your digestive system? You see what I'm saying? The most precious things in this world, you didn't pay anything for. So one of the other myths I want to debunk is stop thinking that free information is useless. The best information, listen to me, the best information that can transform every area of our lives is given to us for free inside of the Bible. It's all for free. So now I hope to leave all of you guys, I hope to leave you with this understanding of why you should be on this call week in and week out. It's absolutely free, and it's right on the money. There you have it, guys. We talked about the ultimate success formula. Earlier in the call, I asked you to please share this call with one person. Share this call with just one person. Just one person. And for those of you that said yes, I want to hold you to your commitment. We're going to post this call on the website within less than an hour. And when we do so, I'm asking you to please stay true to your commitment and take this one call and send it to somebody you love, you care for, or somebody that you know they need to hear this. Because this call right here was the answer for many people's prayers. It gives them a specific formula on what they need to do to achieve abundant success. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you guys dearly. I'm the California Kid, and I'll see you guys all next week. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye-bye.